So this workflow activation we have to perform using the SWU3. SWU3 is the transaction code. SWU3 is the transaction code. Here we can activate the workflow on the ECC systems. Workflow, we have to activate this one. Workflow activation, we have to perform only this one. So only this workflow, we have to activate it in the ECC systems, especially for the ECC systems here. So why? Because normally, sometimes when you request the approval, it will go for the higher, when you raise the leave request, it will go to the higher approval. Once he is approved, it will go to the higher approval, something like that. There is a hierarchical structure. So that will work if this is working. If the workflow, it should be enabled status here. If this workflow should be enabled status here, all this will work because of the workflow will work here. So this workflow runtime environment always should be up and means it should be green status. Then only the workflow will work. So remaining last four are not required. But only thing is, so this one, the first one, the workflow is very important here. The workflow is very important here. Okay. So that is the very important transaction code here to check that one. Right. So that is the workflow activation, just workflow activation. If someone asks you, so what is the transaction code for the workflow activation? You can say like SWU3. SWU3 is the transaction code here, right? So then the next one is called the next one normally we know like SE11 to SE16 for tables related, tables data. Above dictionary maintenance means tables data. Tables within the table, if you have any data, we can view the table data. Table data, we can view it. We can view the table entries, table data, we can view it here. All right. So SA38 and SE38 both are for the programs are reports. Programs are reports related data. Program execution, report execution, program creation, report creation. So we can use it. That is called the ABAP editor. That is called the ABAP editor. Okay. So then the next one is called the especially so the for the PI systems. For PI systems, just remember that this transaction codes. That's it. Access MB underscore money is for the integration engine configuration here. So integration engine configuration, XSMB underscore money here. So if you go to the XSMB underscore money, then here, so XXMB underscore the money transaction code here. So this is for the integration engine configuration to monitor the monitoring and configuration, both configuration and monitoring. XML messages, the PA related, how many messages it went to the outside of the PA system, how many are failed, how many are errors, those things we can monitor. So monitor the integration engine, PA related XML messages, PA related XML messages we can monitor from here. We can monitor from here, right? So this is the XA related. So XA related things here. Here we can monitor all those things here. How the archiving job is running here. So all the information, it will be displayed here. All the information, it will be displayed here. So this is the XXMD underscore money or XSMD underscore admin. In admin, we can perform the configuration. XSMD underscore admin. So we can perform the configuration. Can perform the configurations, administration level activities. So configurations. So all those things we can monitor it here. All those things we can monitor in our systems here. All those things we can monitor in our systems here. Same queues monitoring, QRFC monitor. Same QRFC monitor, we will monitor, right? All those things. So these are the things here. These are the things we can monitor it here. All those things we can check it out from here, right? So XSMB underscore, so monitor here. So queues, these three, through these queues, data will come. So here we can monitor all these queues and everything here. So especially for the PA related queues, we can monitor from here, right? All the configurations, all those things we can monitor from here. All the configurations here we can monitor it. We can perform the configuration. So PI related, suppose you want to integrate your ECC system into the PI system, then you need to perform the configuration here in the XSMB underscore. So Moni or XSMB underscore admin transaction code. These are the PI related transaction codes here. PI related transaction codes here. Okay. So that is the one here. Normally, you know, SM59, SE16. So those transaction codes we already know. So we already discussed it here, right? Then SM30, one more transaction code and more transaction code is called the SM30 here for the SM30 and SM31 for table maintenance. Table maintenance here. Table maintenance. So we can maintain the tables here. Means we can do the some changes about the tables here. That is called the table maintenance here. So if we go to the SM30, SM30 or SM31, it's called the table maintenance transaction code here. We can provide the table name. We can maintain the entries or whatever we want. We can do the some customization related activities. We can perform the here. SM30, SM31. Both are related to the same screen here. Both are related to the same screen here. SM30, SM31. So table maintenance related transaction code here. Table called maintenance transaction codes here. Right. So SM36, 37, you know, right? So then SE37, SE37 execute the to execute the function modules, function modules. Okay. So if you want to execute any, suppose sometimes your developer asks you to execute the some function module, or SAP will ask you to execute the one, they will give you the one function, they will ask you to execute the function model. Then functional module means you need to remember the, okay, then SE37 is for the functional module. Then you need to enter the functional module name here. Then you need to enter the functional module name. So then you can execute it. You can execute it here. Then you can just execute it. So that will be executed. Like this, you can plan it here. Like that, they can execute the function models here. Right? Function model. So developers will write this model. So they will execute it. Sometimes they may ask us to execute it. So SE37 is to execute the function modules. SE37 is for the to execute the function module here. So then SE80 is the repository. Normally all the objects repositories here, it is available here. SE80 here. So all the objects repository browser here. Welcome. So this is a workbench related. All the objects here, it is available here. All the programs, objects, all you can see it from here. All you can get the things from here. That is called the, so ABAP repository browser. This is the ABAP repository browser here. So all the programs, so everything you will get from here. Everything you will get from here. Programs, function groups, function models, package. So local objects, all the information you will get from here. All the information you will get from here. What are the function models are available? So what are the local objects? All the information you will get in the system here. That is called the object navigator. SE is the objects. So repository objects. The repository objects. So it may be called the objects navigator. Objects navigator here. Nothing we will know. Only we will not use daily here this transaction codes as and when required. So we should know what is the purpose of this transaction code. Then in this case, we will go to this transaction code. We will execute this one. We will execute this one, right? So tomorrow, your above team say that. So go to SE80. Then just check the local objects or just check the anything. Then we can go to the SE80. Then we need to check the some. They will ask you to what are the inactive objects are there here. They will find. They will give the information. So like that, they will ask the information for us. then we need to check the all the information and everything from here. Any inactive objects are there. So sometimes they may ask us to check the package. Then we need to check the list of packages here. So like that, they will ask us some questions. So we should know, right, way to check and everything here. Object navigator. This is called the object navigator. Object navigators here, right? So object navigators here. Normally, you know, SM50, SM51, SM12, SMICM, we discussed SM13, we know, right? ST01, SM04, SM51, SMGW gateway, we already discussed ST. So here, right? So the one more, the tracing related, we already discussed ST01, ST05 are the tracing related. Apart from that, there is a one more transaction code, ST11. ST11 also will be used for the tracing only, but rare cases we may use for the ST11. Sorry, ST11 is for the checking the locks of the work directory. Work directory locks we can see it here, not the tracing. So the trace file, error log files, we can see it in the ST11 here, right? ST11. So instead of you going to the work directory, checking the logs here, just if you execute the ST11, then you will see the all the log files here, right? AL11 means all SAP directories here, all SAP file system directories here. These are the, right? Here we can check the things here. You don't need to go to the OS level, check it out, everything. So from here, from AL11 also, you can monitor the, you can check the file systems. You can check the file systems here. You can check the file systems and all those things. We can check it out from here also, right? So that is the, so ST11 and AL11. So there is a one more transaction code ST12 actually. I think it does not exist, I think, in the recent version. I think they have removed ST11. So for the error log files, AL11, all SAP file systems, right? So remaining, we already discussed work process administration, we already discussed SMICM. So SICF service activations, right? So then SM04, SM51. So all these things we discussed, right? So SM13, SM14, right? So all these things we discussed. Then, yeah, there is a SM62, then SM61 is for the SM61. Okay, SM61 is for the, so background job server groups here. Busy server groups we can create it here. SM61. We go to the SM61. Suppose if you want to create the background server groups here, we can create the groups here. Suppose, so you want to create the group, so that if you create the group name, all jobs will run under this group, only particular application server. Suppose you created the default group, right? Default group you created here. So then if you assign, just click on the, if you assign the how many application server you want to assign to this group, you can assign to this group here. So that, so what are the application servers are there in this group? You have the 10 application servers. You want to run only jobs on the particular application servers, means just to here you can create the group so that all the jobs will run on the, so in this group only. All the jobs will run on the in this group only. This way, so we can create the group. So just remember the word background job server group means SM61. SM61 here. Background job server group means SM61 here. Right? SM62. SM62 is called the SM62. SM64 are called the events. SM62 events scheduling, events, all those things we can check it out from here. Events monitoring. So SM64 is for the event scheduling here, event creation. So by default, we have the some custom events are there. Event means one activity will run. So as soon as when system is started, automatically the events are there in the here. The events will be created here, right? So here SM62, SM64 are for the, so events. events administration. Administration means event creation, event deletions, and all those things. Suppose, so sometimes you want to schedule one job, it will clear the some file systems. As soon as your operating system OS is started, you want to run the SAP also should start automatically. So if you can schedule it, we can suppose as soon as your system is restarted, immediately you want to restart the SAP system here. You want to restart the SAP system here. So like that, we can create the events here, event here. So Z underscore SAP start. So SAP start after the system restart is done here. After system restart is done here. So then we can create the events here. We can create the events here. Like this, we can create the SAP events. It's not the system events. It will create the events here. So we have to create the events here. So in this events, we need to add the action. What actions we have to perform it. So all those things we can execute it. All those things we can perform it here. So here we go to the here not here. Right. So those are the system internal events. SM62, 64 are the internal events here. So every system, there is some internal events are there. So we can system, it will be run automatically. It is created by the SAP only. It's not by us. It will come as part of the installation. So those events monitoring, events administration, we can do it from here, right? So rare cases we may have to come this screen. So otherwise, so normally we won't perform any day-to-day activity, daily responsible activities here, rare cases here, right? So then that is the events, SM62, SM64 for the event administration here. Then there is a SM69 here, SM69 also one transaction code here. So this is for the external operating system commands. So normally when you are scheduling the background jobs here, so external, the OS commands, we can schedule it here, operating system level commands here. So normally when you are going to the background job administration, BGV background job administration, we have the types of job steps here, right? The types of job steps here, you can see the external commands, external programs, right? External commands means how they will pick up means here the external commands, it will take it from here. These are the external commands here. These are the external commands here. So you want to write some other custom related scripts here. So then you can write it here. You can write the some SAP file movement. Suppose you want to move some files to the other location here. So movement. Then we can create the some scripts, operating system level commands. We can execute it here. Some file movement. So you can write the some scripts here. So that scripts execution. I mean to say like some scripts execution at operating system level. So you can create the some scripts at OS level. That scripts you can monitor it from here. So that will be executed. That script you can execute it from here. So that will be executed here. That will be executed from here, right? So those things we can create it here. That thing from also SAP also. You don't need to execute. Just create the script. Suppose like you create the one script. Suppose example script you are creating here. The script is like copy all the files which are there in the C drive 2. So some D drive like that you created the some scripts here, right? So you created the some script here, right? You executed here. So then you need to give that script file location, all those things to the here in the operating system level. So where is the script location? All the information you have to give it to the here. Once you give it to the here, it's like in the D drive. So you need to exec that script file name. So some script with some syntax, we have to write it. Then once you write the script here, then we can execute in the background job name. So we can execute in the background job. We can schedule it in the script in the background job name. So that suppose if you schedule it daily once, whatever the data is there in the C drive, it will come to the E drive. whatever the data in the E drive, it will go to the some other drive. So like that, we can schedule some scripts we can execute it. Some scripts we can execute it here. Like that, we can execute the some scripts here. So some scripts we can execute it here from SAP level by using this job, by using external commands, we can execute it. Normally, we won't get anything here, just for your understanding purpose. So we are discussing about the some useful, some transaction codes here, right? SM69 external operating system commands. SM62, 64 is called the background events, system events here, background events here. Background events means background means without manual intervention, it will run. It will run without user intervention. This will run automatically. The events will run here without user intervention. This will run here. Okay. So that is the main thing here. The scripts, it will run automatically without user intervention. Just remember the transaction codes here, what we are discussing here. So those are the so very important here. Okay. So apart from that, these transaction codes, if I remember, spam and send, it will come, and that is fine. Note also we have to discuss note implementations that will come. SPO, SPDD, SGen we already discussed, I guess, if I remember.
I think user administration part also will discuss.
That will come, that will come. So before we go for the main topics, if we have any general, like any small transaction codes are there, right? I'm trying to cover all those transaction codes here. Then we can discuss the main topics here. User administration, note implementations. So SP plugins, kernel upgrade, SAP upgrades. We'll go topic wise. So before that, we have small transaction codes are there. Just you need to remember those transaction code. That's it. You need to remember those transaction codes. So those things I am just discussing here. The next one, SM19, SM19 and SM20. It for the tracing, audit tracing here. Not the SAP level tracing here. SM19 is for the security audit related tracing. Here we can configure it here. SM19, SM20 here. Normally, security team will take care of all those things here. Security team will take care of auditing here. So, but security auditing related, sometimes they may ask us to configure security audit configuration, auditing. So sometimes, so suppose if I enable the auditing in SM19 here, I'm configuring the auditing here. The profile name means, so incorrect password, incorrect. So just I type the incorrect here. So that what will happen here, all the clients, the filter should be active here. What will happen here? I want any incorrect passwords, any username, any user, if we type the wrong password, if you type the wrong password, all will be recorded here. All will be recorded in the screen here. All will be so recorded here in the screen here. All will be recorded here. So I have enabled the auditing now. So now suppose while logging or after logging, I typed the wrong password here. Suppose I am just I typed the wrong password here. So my all events, everything will be recorded here. So this means auditing enabling here. Security means it's the same thing, right? In the dialog users, RFC users, whoever use the wrong password attempts or whoever trying to log in with other passwords, all the information will be displayed here. All the information will be displayed here. All the information. So here I have enabled everything here. So now onwards, everything will be recorded in the screen here. Everything will be recorded here. So if I go SM20 here, here I can monitor here. I can monitor it here. What's happening in the system. Here I can monitor. See here, almost all those things are recording here. I have enabled the auditing. Then, so remaining person, some people, some jobs are running here. Some background jobs are running. Someone logged on successful here, right? Today only, it is 8 in fraction of seconds. So the developed batch basis user. So everything, see here, everything is getting generated. Someone started the transaction code. Someone started the SM20. So someone So everything is getting recorded here. See here, everything is getting recorded here. Someone logged on successful, successful, successful. Suppose if I use wrong password while logging to the SAP system, so maybe I will use the here DDIC user. So suppose I am using the wrong password here. If I use 3 times, it will be failed, right? Wrong password, I use it here, right? Then let's see here whether it will be recorded or not. So let me use DDIC. Just me filter only DDIC here. Right. See here. So password check failed. Password logon failed. Password check failed. 2 times I used it. 2 times I failed. So here I can track everything. So sometimes our guys are locking the basis user. Sometimes our guys are locking the some user. So here, see here, everything is recording here. This is called the security audit log. Audit logs here. Now I can find out. So why you are using the wrong password multiple times. So then, so I can security auditing team. Auditing means, right? Every company there is a auditing. So same as like auditing will happen in the SAP system also here. So that time they will ask us to enable the auditing, then they will review the audit logs and everything here. So is there any someone? So not the logon field and someone they will delete it. Someone they will delete the some functionalities. So that time, so they will identify who deleted, why they have deleted all the information, they will identify here. So suppose, so I'm in the system, I'm going to the SMLG transaction code. I want to delete something here. So I deleted something here. I closed it here, but no one don't know which I deleted here. But system will record that changes, right? System will record that changes here. Definitely during the auditing time, auditors will go and so which user? Basis user. So they will filter all the users. Then they will get all the information. So they will check one by one, one by one, one by one. They will check it out. So they will clearly say, they will clearly check it out. Who deleted, what deleted. So all the information, it will be record. It will record all the information. It will record. Is it my user? All the users. Let me check. So that auditing we can enable it here. Auditing we can enable it here. Security auditing we can enable it here, so that it will clearly display all the changes here. So instead of you enabling all, just only the critical functions we can enable it here. Critical functions we can enable it here. So let's keep it running the auditing here. Let's see who will do what here in the system. Right now, production auditing is enabled here. Auditing production system now. So now we cannot do any changes. We cannot delete anything. We cannot remove. We cannot manually open anything here. So if anyone anyone try to do, it will be recorded in my log file here, so that we can track it, right? Who is doing what, is doing, and everything we can observe it here. That's called the security. So security related audit functionalities here.
Who is doing, we can know. Is through which IP or like who is the user?
Yeah, we can find out, I guess. More information we can find out. Let me check whether we can find out the IP also.
Why I ask, because it will be more interesting.
Yeah. But yes, we can find out, but let me check. I am not checking clearly. Log on successful. Okay. Suppose this we will take it here. Okay. So you can see, right, terminal, which terminal means which terminal, from which terminal the user is logging, from what time. Terminal means which IP. The IP will be displayed here. So if you are logging, so the IP will be displayed. Yeah, terminals means the user from which terminal he logged into the SAP system. So that terminals are displayed here. If we go more,
The real-time system in the company, we can know that who is the person who is
right. Real time.
that
Now we are using the all the shared ones we are using now, right? So in the real time, every person they have own laptop, or some people they will log into the VPN, and the VPN will assign the one IP address to you. Then with that IP you will log in. So that IP terminal, the IP details will be recorded here. So that in this way, okay. the user is logging it to 6.1, then he is trying to the user, so DDAC is the person here. Why? Because this is very important here to know, so what exactly happened, all the information here. So what exactly, sometimes one user keep on locking in the system, one user keep on locking in the system, but no one don't know, there is no information much. So if you enable the audits here, it will give the clear information here, why it is failing, and all the information we can check it out from here. All the information we can check it out from here. Terminal means user, how user is connected here. This terminal address, this terminal IP, it will be connected here. Suppose we are all are logging with SAP Windows 1 IP, right? So the terminal details is recorded here. The terminal details are recorded here. This is the audit log, audit logs. So SM20, SM21, those are the things here. The next one is called the STRUST. STRUST or STRUST SS02. So certificates related, certificates, system certificates. So if you go to the STRUST transaction code, STRUST or STRUST SS02, here you can see the certificates, system certificates here. You see the system certificates here. So the certificates. So certificates related concept here. This every system, they have own trust manager. Certificates related concept here. So some other systems, if you want to connect your system, so some systems will use the user ID and the passwords. Some people, they will use the certificate-based authentication without entering the password, certificate-based authentication. So that certificates, we can enable it here. That certificates, we can add it here. That is called the certificates here. Here, you have the PSCs here. Here, you have the PSCs here. PSCs means, so this is the folder, certificate folders here. This is the system internal PSC. System PSC means system internal PSC here. So suppose one system, suppose ABC system wants to send the trusted calls to the ECP system, then in this case, that ABC system related certificate, we have to add it to the here. So that system want to trust our system, then this system certificate we have to exchange, certificates we have to exchange here. So here, that is the one. So you want to SNC, suppose if you have configured SNC, secure network communication between your system, then that time SNC certificates we have to enable it here. We have to provide it here. Then suppose you have enabled the HTTPS communication, pure HTTPS communication in the browser level. Suppose example, so you are using the web GUI. You are using the web GUI. So this is only HTTP related, right? HTTP related. So, but HTTP is the not secure. It's not the secure information. It's not the secure. Through accessing the web-based URLs are the not secure to access from here. Then you need to use the HTTPS here. You need to use the HTTPS here. In this case, your system certificate should be trusted here. It should be signed by your authorities, external authorities, either DZCert, GoDaddy. Those are the certificate renewal providers, certificate providers. So if you send the certificate to them, they will send the certificates to us. So here, if you see, our certificate is not valid. It's not the valid certificate. Our certificate is the not trusted by the any not issued by the any certificate authorities, not certificate by the any other. So the hackers will immediately inject the virus. Maybe that we can call it as the security vulnerabilities. In our SAP language, we may face some security vulnerabilities here. Why? Because some people, they may use the browser-based browser to log into the SAP system to do the transactions here. Sometimes, so the hackers will hack our protocols, our security protocols here, using the network, right? All are in the network here. So they will inject the virus or something like that. They will inject it our server here. So if it is the HTTPS, if it is the HTTPS, and if it is the secure, then no one cannot detect anything here. No one cannot detect. Suppose if you see the banking sites, most of the banking sites, Suppose it should be the trusted one. See here, site information, the connection is secure here. The certificate also valid here, valid by the some other providers here, right? It should be valid here. It should be valid providers here. It should be locked here, right? Lock symbol means it's a valid here. This is the HTTPS communication, HTTPS communication. Any site, it is the HTTP communication here. So suppose if you take the IRCTC also definitely there should be a HTTP communication. So where this system certificate, they will put it here, where they will upload it here in SAP system. IRCTC purely running on the SAP. So then where they will upload these system certificates here, right? So here you have they have the lock symbol. How means here, if you go to the STRUSTSS02 transaction code here, there is a SSL server standard here. Here, we need to renewal our system certificates. We need to just go to the edit mode. We need to create the certificate here. Then we have to send the certificate code to your certificate authorities. Either DZ, GoDaddy also they are providing the certificates, right? Whenever updated certificates and everything, so that we can update the once they send certificate to us, we can import the certificate response from here, so that the certificate is valid. Then our connections is trusted. Now see, not secure. So secure, it's not the secure to use our HTTPS protocol. Why? Because our system certificates are not trusted one. Now if you use this one, it is trusted one. It is trusted one. Connection is secure. It is the trusted system certificate here. It is certified by some other external authorities here, right? So it is valid up to June 3rd, 2024. It is valid here. If you use this one as a HTTP, it's not the secure. So they won't allow you to use here HTTP. Immediately it will change it to the HTTPS only, right? So those system certificates exchange, we have to update in the SSL server standard here. SSL server standard, we have to update those system certificates here, right? This is the system internal PSC, system to system internal communication purpose. So we have to update the certificates here. We have to upload those system certificates to here, right? So then SSL server standard PSC here, SSL server standard PSC here. So here SSL server standard PSC here. Okay, here SSL server standard PS. This is the SSL server standard PS means so some external calls, which are coming to your system means should be the HTTPS. Why? Because external outside of the network to your system, the call is coming. So which means it should be trusted one. If you don't trust it, the virus call also, the code injection call also, it will come to the here. Then they will corrupt the code and something like that. They will do it here. Hackers. So hacking, ethical hacking. Hacking, there are many types to hack the your systems, right? Ethical hacking. If you read the hacking, so we have to do. These are the client PSCs here. Client PS means anonymous PSC. So those things we can third-party sites, third-party related certificates and everything, not SAP, non-SAP related things, we can upload it to the here. In these certificates, we can upload it to the here. So remaining all are the web service, we will not use it as and when required. But main thing is the system PSC and SSL server standard PSCs are the main thing here. Main thing are these are the PSCs here. So if you have any third party which are non-SAP related, suppose your SAP system posting the data to the non-SAP, suppose some banking sites, suppose like you are sending the data to the some other third party sites, so non-SAP. So then in this case, those system certificates you have to import into the here. Then only our system will trust, okay, that is the valid system, will send the data to the that system here. So here this is entirely certificates administration part here. This is the certificates administration part here. Certificates administration, all the certificates import, exchange, creation, all those things we can do it in the STRUST transaction code here. STRUST transaction code here. Then SAP license. So SAP license. So this all thing we discussed already. If you want to renewal SAP license here, we can go to the license transaction code here. We can renewal we can update our license here. This is our hardware key. Based upon the hardware key, we can generate the license in the service marketplace. Based upon the hardware key, we can generate the license here. Based upon the hardware key, we can generate the license of our SAP systems here, our SAP systems here. Okay, based upon the hardware key here. Okay, that is the very important. Based upon the hardware key, license, SAP license, where we have to apply means, so S license transaction code, S license transaction code here, right? The next one is the SECSTORE, SECSTORE, right? Here in the SECSTORE, always the key should be green. It should be green here. The file system security, the file system securely. So it should be secure storage here. If you execute it, it will give the clear information here. So here you can see the passwords, right? You can see the passwords of this one here. It's saying that you can delete this entry, then you can remove this entry. Security wise, you can delete this entry here. Then it is all the green here. See here, everything is comes to the green status here. You can check whether all RFC destinations are green passwords. It kind of passwords here. All the passwords are correct, successful or not. So then you can check it out, all the information here. PIN for PSCs, CTS passwords. So all the information, it is successful or not. Here we can check it out, the information here, right? So it should be always green status. It should be always green status here, right? So then only if sometimes if it is not the green, it will ask us to remove the entry, then we can remove the entry here. Then it will come to the green status here, right? Secure storage here, just SECSTORE. Okay, so these are the small transaction codes only, right? So then what left? So if I remember all those things, yes, let's see.
Ravi, for the certificate authentication, how do you send this data? How do you send this certificate details to the vendor? Is it by any mail or how do you send that?
You need to mail only. So through mail, you need to export the code here. Go to the STRUSTSS02 here. So then this is the main one, SSL. Just click here the create the certificate request. So this one you can export it, save as a local file. Otherwise, if you save as a local file, sometimes some companies they will block it. Then you can just take it to the copy. Then while sending the email, what you can do while sending the email, just you can in the body you can paste this one, so that they will upload into their site. They will upload their site. Then they will get the response certificate from the. They will get the response certificate. Then they will send the response certificate to us. Then we have to upload the response certificate here. Import the certificate response certificate from here. You can import it. Either you can upload it. Just you can click on the import button. That will ask the response certificate. When you import the response certificate, so that it will go the self-signed. The option will go away. Then it will come like your certificate is trusted by the external authority, something like that. You will get the like this here. Then you can test it. If you access the URL, then it will go to the non-secure. It will go to the secure. Will come here. Secure option will come. So we have to generate it from the STRUSTSS02. So here there is an option in the subject line. Create the certificate request. Then once you create the certificate request, we have to exchange the keys with them. Then they will import into their site. They will certified. Then they will send the response back to you. Then you can import that certificate into the here. But response you have to import from here. Then you will get the certificate. So it's not very free. The certificate exchange is not free here. There is some amount of charges they will charge it. Maybe if you Google it, so GoDaddy also there is a certificate vendor here. GoDaddy. Certificate renewal. So certificate renewal. They will also renew the certificates, right? GoDaddy. So DZ Cert also certificate renewal. So there are many things are there. So GoDaddy, DZ Certs, but there are many sites. So just if you contact them, they will. If you contact them, while contact them, you need to send the request. They will you need to send the certificate to them, the response. Then they will send you the trusted one. Why? Because why we need to trust our system? This is a production system.
Yeah.
So not sure when the hackers will hack our systems. So we need to be careful while coming the call. Anyway, the hacker will hack our systems, right? The bug will come. The code injections, they will sometimes they will inject the HTTPS injections, code injections, vulnerabilities, security attacks. So many things they will attack it here in the systems. Many ways they will try. But all the ways we need to so carefully maintain our security policies and everything. We have to maintain it here. Anyhow, SAP side we have the gateway. So, but sometimes they may hack the HTTPS connections. HTTPS. So that time our HTTPS should be the secure one. Then it will reject the connections. So if it is not the secure, the hacker will immediately will hack it. They will encrypt the all the code here. All the code. They will theft the data, our vendor information, customer information, they will theft it. So if they theft the data, so then it's very difficult, right? Data thefting means it's a very security breach, right? So the client data, suppose the banking system, banking sector means there should be a more securable, right? So that's why we have this concept, certificates concept here. It should be trusted one. So this is a very important PSC here. Okay.
And one more thing, Ravi, is something about the SECSTORE, right?
Yeah, SECSTORE is
Oh.
for the to just validate it every RFC destinations. So
Is it the same? Is it same like the SECSTORE or
yeah,
something?
same way.
Same thing, right?
SFS, yeah, same. So the key is here. The key is like OS level key only. This is the OS level key only. OS level there is a in the sec directory there is a key actually. So that is only it will refer it. That is valid or not. It will check here. That is valid or not. It will check it here.
Okay, good.
So because sometimes they may hack our file system also, OS level file systems also. So that's why it should be secure status here, secure storage in the file system level. So you just, so whatever we have the certificates here, all will be stored here in the operating system level. Operating system level, there is a sec directory. There is a sec directory. If you go to the each one, there is a sec directory. Here you can see the SNC, PSC, SAP, SSL, all the PSCs are there. So these all PSCs, whatever the PSCs are there here, all PSCs, these all the for system PSC, SNC server, all the PSCs are available in the OS level. So this is all available in the OS level. So if you update here, here also will be updated here. So we need to carefully check. We should not enter anyone to enter into this folders here. It's a very important folders, this one. If you delete something, immediately it will go red status here. Immediately this file system will go to the red status here. The security means the certificate, the folder will go to the red status here. Then immediately, so it's not the secure one. Then immediately anytime the hackers will hack our systems, right? So that's why we need to carefully maintain the this system certificates, 6 certificates and everything. We have to carefully maintain it here. The next one, STMS we discussed, SE01 STMS, all these things we already discussed. So still what left? I think almost we covered all. Yeah, one more thing is SFW5, I guess. No, SFW5. Yes, business function activation. Sometimes rare cases, we may get the request from the functional team here, SFW5. So business functions activation. So just remember the transaction code here, business function activation here. So sometimes the developers, they will develop the new business functionalities they will develop here. Then they will not get access to this transaction code to activate the business functions here. Then they will ask us to activate the business functions here. Then in this case, we have to come to the screen. Then we may have to activate the business functions here. business functions, we may have to activate the business functions here. So those things we have to perform it from here, right? Business function activation. So MRP rates, portfolio, ILM. So some functionalities by default will not be enabled here. All the functionalities will not be enabled in our case. So we have to come to this system and we need to check what are the business functions we need to enable in our system. So then you have to open the system connections. You have to open the system connections here, right? You have to open the system connections here. So then you need to enable the business functions. You need to enable the business functions here. So just to system connection should be opened here. Then come to this transaction code here. So business functions, BF's activation. So rare cases we may get the request here, not the regularly. So that time, so we may have to come to this screen and so check what are the business functions they want us to activate it here. Some healthcare related business functions, services. Business functions means the related services we want to activate here. So those things we have to activate it here. It is see here, it's the bulb symbol, which means it's already activated, yes. So if it is this is a symbol, it's not activated here. So there is a symbol coding here. If you mouse over it here, we may get the functionalities. So to activate this one, select this button, okay? Select this buttons here. So then just click on the activate, just click on the activate here. So, but while activating business functions, there is a function you need to activate it again. There is a dependency. So in each function, there is a dependency on the activation of the business functions here. So we will get all the details from our functionals are who are asking us to do that one. So then based on that, we will enable this business functions. We will activate it here. We will activate all these business functions and everything. We will activate it here. Just click on the activate it. So that is the only our function here. So that is the only one thing we have to. So yeah. So for every function, there is a mandatory PLM-U. That is the business function prerequisite activity. So PLM. So we need to look at where is the PLM view. So those things we need to activate it here. So there are many business functions. So all the functions are not active. Depends upon the use case. So suppose you want to go for the real estate business. That time you want to some real estate related screens, functionalities, the function should be enabled here. So in this case, so the people that will ask us to enable this functionalities here. Then we will enable it here. But sometimes we may get some errors here. Why? Because sometimes we may get some other components we should some prerequisite component business functions we have to enable it. So carefully we need to enable one by one. We have to enable it here. Carefully we have to enable all those things here. Okay. So that is the business functions activation. Just only activation we have to perform it. So remaining all those things they will perform it. So rare cases we may get the request to do this one, so that we may have to act accordingly. Okay. Business function activation, SFW5 are the business function activation. Okay. Just remember all these transaction codes. So what we can do tomorrow, we have the new topic that is called the kernel upgrade we will discuss. Then note implementations we have. Then SAP upgrades we have. Then we have user management we have, right? Then system, then we will jump into the DB administration. So in the DB administration, all will be covered. Then Java administration. So it will be covered one by one flow. Okay. So these are the very important topic here. The kernel upgrade, note implementation, SAP upgrades, right? User management is the security, even though we'll discuss about that one. Okay. So please, so practice whatever we completed till now. So just to explore execute all the transaction code.